Story 1. TIFUo, by booking a flight ticket on the wrong name flight, leaves in 3 hours. My dad and I are supposed to fly together to Singapore. He has a foreign name but uses the anglicized version for everything in the day-to-day business. Everyone calls him by that name, etc. I had to book the flight tickets and use the anglicized version, which is 2 letters off. 3, depending on how you count. 1 letter gets replaced by 2 different letters. He has contacted the airline and booking service. He has a mail that says it's fine, they can change it. He has it printed and with him. The lady at the service desk still said that it couldn't. Despite it being the right passport number and last name, which is rare, there are only 2 families in our entire country with that, and him being a premium member at that airline. TLDR, my dad might not be able to get on the plane because I used the wrong name. Edit IT got fixed. 1 to 1.5 hours later, he finally got the name changed. Edit 2, not once did they cross-reference the ticket with the passport. So yay that it got fixed, but wouldn't have mattered anyway apparently. Thanks for all the comments and upvotes. INT Jinx says, I did this once. My autofill put my nickname on my booking. I only noticed when I tried to go through security. Went to the airline desk and they issued me a new boarding pass. No problem. Dramatic Pancake says, see you at the F1, but maybe not your dad. Wino13Nino says, my mom did this once, accidentally booking in my sister's maiden name. It was a giant pain in the ass because they were booked through a booking site with the airline referring us to the booking site and the booking site saying nothing they could do. Finally, I put something on Twitter, tagging the airline, and it got fixed. Story 2. TIFUo, by making an awful joke as drunk TW suicide a few days ago. I was pretty drunk and I called a childhood friend to reconnect with. We're in our mid-20s. He lives with family. As we were talking, his mom came to talk to him. He had mentioned he was talking to me, and she asked if he had told me yet. He said no, and she said, oh, look, a gamer, you know, friend sisters. Well, her fiancé just killed himself, and without hesitation or thinking, I blurted out she wasn't that bad. Was she? I don't know. What possessed me to say that, and the worst part is the awkward sad ha I got from his mom, followed by yeah, she's devastated. They just bought their first home together and he came out as trans. She ultimately left him because she didn't want to be with a woman. His family didn't approve, so he killed himself. The alcohol masked the realization of what my joke was until I was recalling the events to my wife later on, and once the words came from my mouth and the retelling and horror on my wife's face, I realized how awful my joke was. Anyways, I rarely ever drink. I'm a huge lightweight, and this just shows that it's probably for the best I keep my alcohol limited and my jokes to myself. Though me drinking makes me not respond well to bad news. Edit, I appreciate the laughs at my stupidity. I just wanted to add, yes, I need to apologize and I will. And I also want to say I had no intentions of misgendering her. I was just repeating what my friend's mom had said, and I don't think she meant it out of malice, but context, as I've only known of the fiancé as her previous gender. Hope this clears things up. Miami says, am I the only one who feels like it's weird your friend's mother felt like you needed to know this news? Con1913 says, dude, I'm so sorry. Time will make it easier to not cringe. But this was a dumb mistake, not something to punish yourself over. I don't even have your excuse of being drunk at my dad's funeral. One of his very business executive coworkers said, your dad touched a lot of people. My very inappropriate response, the judge told us we had to get him to stop, but it was difficult. I still cringe thinking about it. Oh well. My dad probably would have laughed and told me I needed to save that stuff for a more appropriate venue. However, while dying of cancer, he did get bumper stickers from a campground we had been to every year for 20 plus years, including with his parents, that said, I'd rather be camping at Bald Mountain Campground, and requested input one on his coffin, which I did. Edit to add, I've worked on ambulances most of my adult life. I learned to deal with death and tragedy through humor. I find a vast array of inappropriate things funny. I don't apologize for my humor, even if inappropriate. It was my dad, not theirs, so they can cut me a little slack. We can all use to laugh a little more. Hope everyone has a great day. DG to YN says, I understand the feeling. If that makes you feel better, a few months ago I saw a group of friends I haven't seen in a while. One of them told me he had a heart attack and now has to take medication for the rest of his life, on top of other lifestyle changes. Many drinks later, we go to a steakhouse restaurant. My friend talked about a particular steak being really good. I answered back, I heard it is so good it gives heart attacks. Then I immediately went from to after realizing what the fuck I've just said. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.